Welcome to my YouTube channel Rezacat, and today we will see shifting in graphs, okay, and also the reflection in graphs, okay. So shifting and reflection in graphs, okay. So our topic is shifting and reflection in graphs. Okay, so what is the concept behind it we will see today. Okay, so firstly we will see what is the concept of shifting in graphs. So shifting in graphs is a easy concept which we can easily understand. Okay, so suppose that there is a graph which is e to the power x, e to the power of x. So this is a graph of e to the power x, we know. Okay, so we have to shift by a amount of plus 2. Okay, so we know this is a 1. Okay, so this will be shifted upwards by 2. So now it will come like this. This will be 3. The new axis here it will be 2. Okay, because this is 1, this is 0, so this is 3, so this axis will be 2. So like this it can shift upwards. Okay, and like this only it can shift downwards. So e to the power of x minus 1, if we have to draw, how we will draw? So suppose that this is e to the power of x, so e to the power of x minus 1 will be like this. This will be minus 1. This baseline will be minus 1. Okay, so like this we can draw the graphs when we have to do the shifting in the graphs. Okay, so suppose that a number is multiplied with the graph. So suppose that there is a graph of x. Okay, so graph of y is equals to x. The graph is like this, straight line. Okay, and suppose that a number is multiplied with this. So suppose that y is equals to 2x. Now it becomes, so what will be the function? So the slope is increased by the factor of 2. So it will be like this. Slope will be increased. So this theta will increase. Okay, so it is very simple. So suppose that there is a graph of y is equals to sin x, and we have to draw the graph of y is equals to 2 sin x. Okay, so we know the graph of sin x is like this. Okay, so graph of 2 sin x, this 1, if we see, the 1 will be 2. So because 1 into 2 is 2. So this peaks will be upward like this. So this is 0, this is 180. So this at 90 the value will be 2. So like this, all values will be multiplied with 2. Okay, so like this now the height will increase. So this graph will be stretched upwards like this, stretched downwards like this, like this, like this. Okay, so this will be the graph of y is equals to 2 sin x. Okay, so stretching will be there if the number is multiplied with 2 with this type of function. Okay, so now we will see the concept of reflection in the graphs. Concept of reflection in graphs. Okay, so suppose that the graph of e to the power of x is like this. Okay, so if we draw the graph of y is equals to minus of e to the power of x, so how the reflection will take place? So this minus sign is outside this function of e to the power of x. So initial function was e to the power of x, now our function is minus of e to the power x, but the minus is with the y. Okay, so this y was e to the power of x and the y is multiplied by minus 1. So the function becomes minus y or minus of e to the power of x. Okay, so this function is now this. Y is multiplied by minus 1. So if y is multiplied by minus 1, y was e to the power of x. If we multiply it by minus 1, it will become minus of e to the power of x. Okay, into minus 1. So y is equals to minus of e to the power of x. Okay, so the reflection will now take place from the x-axis. So the x-axis will act as mirror if the y is multiplied with minus 1. So if the function itself is multiplied with minus 1, the reflection take place from the x-axis. Since all the values are multiplied with minus 1, so all the values now will become negative. All the positive value will become negative and all the negative value will become positive. Okay, so if the y is multiplied with minus 1, reflection take place from the x-axis. So suppose that there is a graph of sin x. So this is the graph of sin x versus x. So if we draw the graph of minus sin x, so it will be like this. All the positive value will become negative and all the negative value will become positive. All the positive value will become negative and all the negative value will become positive. Okay, so this is the graph of y is equals to minus sin x, or we can see that the reflection is taken place from the x-axis. So this has reflected to this has reflected to upper side. Okay, so like this the reflection take place when the function is multiplied with negative sign. Okay, so same will happen with the function of cos x. Suppose that this is the function of cos x, initial function, and now we multiply with minus 1. So now this will be multiplied with minus 1. So reflection will take place from the x-axis. So this will be now the new function. Okay. So like this we can see that if the function is multiplied with minus 1, the reflection will take place from the x-axis. So now we will see what will happen if the x in the function is multiplied with minus 1. So suppose that this is the function y is equal to e to the power of x and the x which is there is multiplied with minus 1. So y is equal to e to the power of minus x if we have to draw. So this function is not multiplied with minus 1, the x in the function is multiplied with minus 1. So x is now minus x. So how we will draw these graphs of x if the x is replaced by minus x? So suppose that this is our graph of e to the power of x versus x, and x in the place of x there is minus x. So the reflection will take place from the y-axis. So the y-axis will be acted as a mirror. Y-axis will be mirror axis. So this graph will be e to the power of minus x. Okay, as in the place of x there is minus x. Okay, so now we will see the graph of some other functions. Suppose that in the place of sin x, in the place of x we have put minus x. Okay, we know that the sign of minus x is minus sin x. Okay, so this we know, but from the concept that the reflection is about the y-axis, so we draw this graph. Okay, so and we will confirm that the graph is minus sin x. Okay, so the reflection around y-axis and reflection this minus sin x is reflection about x-axis. So reflection about y-axis and reflection about x-axis, if we put a minus sign, so these both graphs should be same. So we will do the reflection about y-axis, as in the place of x there is minus sign x, but it should come as a reflection about x-axis. Okay, so we will do the reflection about y-axis, as in the place of x there is minus sin x. So we will do the reflection about x axis, y axis. Okay, so this curve will be, if the y axis will be there, so this curve will be like this here, and this curve will be here down. Okay, and this curve will be here. Okay, so like this is a sine of minus x. Okay, and now we will draw the graph of minus sin x. So if we draw the graph of minus sin x, what will be there? This will be reflected around x axis. So like this. So now if we see both the images, these are same. So this curve is here upper side, so this curve is here upper side. This curve is here downside, this curve is here downside. This curve is here upside, this curve is here upside. So these both graphs, sine of minus x and minus sin x, from the concept which we learned, are coming same. So we can say that this concept is also proving from the both the relation. Okay. So like this we can also prove this. Okay. Thank you.